Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and yeah, a fascinating puzzle today. It's called Below Lines by Jubilee, and the lines, they're different from between lines, where the numbers on the line have to be in between the numbers in the circles. Here, the numbers on the lines have to be below or equal to the numbers in the circles. I'll explain the rules in a moment. It's very interesting. I mean, I do like a new line Sudoku, and we of course have our Line Sudoku app out now. If you go to the CTC app and look on the content there, you will now see that it has Line Sudoku, and they are great puzzles. We're getting great reviews, delighted to say, and unsurprised, because the constructors are some of the best around. All sorts of lines in that, but none of these, because this is new. We'll look at the rules in a moment. Also, of course, on Patreon, we've got our Trick or Treat by Skunkworks, the October monthly reward, and it's all 6x6 Sudokus themed on Halloween. There's actually hidden Easter egg puzzles within it. You may be able to find as well. Do check it all out. There's great stuff there. We'll reveal a bit more about that eventually. Also, of course, we've got Sven's SUDOKU PAD and our merchandise on the links under the video, and all the apps, as well as Line Sudoku app. But the first link is to this puzzle, Below Lines. Now, Jubilee sent through a pronunciation guide. I think we've featured them before on the channel and pronounced the name wrong, I imagine. So there we go. That's what it is now. And the rules of this puzzle are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we're going to put 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box as per usual. For each line, place the same digit in circles on both ends of that line. So these will be the same digit. Choose a different digit for each line. So one of them will be a 1. I mean, there are probably 9 lines. I'll do the counting in a minute. Digits on a line must be lower than or equal to the circled digits on its ends. So on this one I've highlighted, if those were, I don't know, 5s, every digit on the line would be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So it's a bit of a twist on between lines. Well, a complete twist. It's not the same at all. Anyway, I don't know how that's going to work. The grid seems to be kind of covered in lines. We're going to give it a try. Try it yourself if you fancy it on the first link. I am going to start now. Let's get cracking. So, the long lines feature quite a lot of cells in the same box. So this one has 6 cells in box 9. Okay, I reckon that means the number in the circle is at least a 6. Is that right? I think that's right. Every one of these numbers on the line, you see the minimum digits you could put there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and therefore the highest of those must be equal to the lowest possible digit in these circles. But that's not actually going to get me very far, is it? What? I mean, this line only has 4 digits in one box, and I don't think there's anything else that has even that many. So I thought I was going to be restricting a number of the circles in the puzzle to 6, 7, 8, 9, and then making deductions based off that, but I think that's the wrong track. Oh, of course, we have to use the fact that we're putting every digit. Okay, I mean, I was using the fact that we're putting every digit in the line. Let me just check that there are 9 lines. 6, 7, 8, 9. There are. There are 9 lines, so 2 of the circles in the puzzle will be 1s, 2 of them will be 2s, etc., etc. And it's 1s that we have to focus on, isn't it? Because the small numbers are going to be very hard. There are no circles directly connected straight to each other. There is this one that you could put a 1 on, because then you could put 1 on its line. We have to start with the low numbers. I'm sorry, that was probably very obvious to you. It's now obvious to me. This is the only one. This one is almost a candidate for putting 1 on. You could put ones there. I suspect we'll get to that for twos. Okay, I think this is the only candidate line to put a 1 on, and the 1 will go on its line as well. Literally just going to check. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious actually. Every one of the other lines has a line cell in the same digit as a circle cell, so none of them could be 1s in the same box as a circle cell. Right, so we've got some 1s. Then by Sudoku, 1s will appear in these areas within their boxes. But I think we now look at 2s, and I'm wondering, is this a candidate for 2s? It is, but this is very short as well. Oh, no, yeah, okay, it's the same. Is it? Yes, you can't put a 2 there because you'd then be trying to put 1 and 2 on its line, and that would clash. Right, let me just quickly check the other lines. I'm sorry, I'm finding this quite confusing. You can't put a 2 there because you'd end up with, well, you just couldn't fill that at all. And everywhere else, 1s are either proscribed or you need to get 2 digits within a box. Yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm not explaining this very clearly, but you couldn't put 2s there because there are 3 digits to place here, and you couldn't keep them down to the level of 2 or below. Here, there's only 2 digits to place on each line within a box, but if you put a 2 there, what are those going to be? And the placements we've got for 1s already feature. I'm absolutely sure this is where 2 goes. And this has to be a 2, because it has to be 1 or 2 by the line rule, and by the fact that there's a 1 in the box, it has to be a 2. So this is the 1. And we've managed to obey the rule for 2s. Now, do I do 3s immediately, or do I look at the effect on 2s? I think I do 3s immediately. And I think, since this one can have a 3, I wonder if it has to be the one that has a 3. Ah, this might be a candidate. Right, let's do them in order. This one can't be 3s because you couldn't put 1, 2, 3 there. Same with this one, can't be 3s because you couldn't put 1, 2, 3 there. This one has 4 in a box. This one looks all right in a way, but then what could you possibly put here if you'd put a 3 there? That wouldn't work. And this one is very similar, actually. If you put 3s there, what can you put here? It's 4 and 5. I don't even think that's going to be 4s, which I did at first. You can't possibly put it here. It's got to be on this one. 3s there. These now have to be a 1 and a 2, and we do know the order. So there we go. Now we've got a 3-2 double X-wing. I am just briefly going to mark that 2 and 3 have to be there because it might have a bearing on things. But I'm going to move on to 4s. And this can't be the 4. That's quite interesting because what digits could you put here? They would see 1, 2 and 4. And you need 2 low digits. So if the 4 isn't here, it could be here, because then you could put 2, 3, 4 there. No, it can't be 4 here, because look at this cell. That would see 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is not, wow, neither of these are the 4 line. So now I have to find the 4 line. It's not this. That's got 6 to place. It can't be this one, because these 2 digits couldn't be both. You'd have 1, 2, and 4 in the box. Oh, this is weird. So it's either this one or this one. It's not this one, because if you put a 4 in those circles, what would you put here on its line? Oh, that's lovely. It's actually this line. I didn't even think that was a possible candidate. So now these are 2, 3, 4. Well, we know we can place them all because we've got that 2, 3 and that 2 looking at them. 4, 3, 2. And this sees 1 and 4. So that's 2 or 3. Oh, this is weird, this puzzle. Okay, now, can I place 5s? Can they be here? They can be here because that could be a 3-4 pair. Could they be here, though? They can't be here because this cell will see 4, 1, 3, 2. Oh, yes, hang on, 5 there. No, that cell can't be a 5 either because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4 and whatever goes in the circle. So 5s are not at the top. They're also not here. Yeah, I'm just going to mark these 2 cells because they're really interesting. If you were to put 5s there, you've ruled 5 out of yellow. If you were to put 5s here, you've ruled everything, sorry, you've ruled all of 5 and all the lower digits out of orange. Now, actually, I have to briefly consider 5 here. No, I've got another cell, not purple, green, to consider here that already sees 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can't put 5 there. And I'm wondering if these green, yellow, and orange are really going to have an impact on the other digits. Anyway, I think we've first of all got 5 down to only possibly being here. And I'm putting it in. This is a 3-4 pair. And that is not 1, 2, or 5. So that is 3-4 either. And that's another 3-4 pair in the column. Now, this can't be 6 because we've put a 5 there and that sees yellow. So this one can't be 6. So that's extraordinary. We've got this to 7, 8, or 9 now, bigger than this, this longer line. But these orange and green, they're not seen by 5. So I think 6 is possible now in these cells. Now, let's have a think about that. If you put 6 here, no, what would these 2 be? They both see 1, 2, 3, and 4 as well. And you can't put 5 and 6 in, so this one can't be 6. That is another 7, 8, 9. And this one, if this was a 6, you'd have 5 here. This cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4. That could be a 6. It does look possible for 6 to be here. So maybe I have to do Sudoku now to get this going. It's such an odd puzzle. I haven't really looked across the boxes. Oh, we've done all the low digits across boxes 4, 5, 6, apart from that there's a 4 in one of those cells. 5 has to be in one of those 2 in box 4. Okay, I'm not absolutely sure how we attack the rest of the puzzle now. Oh, look, this is interesting. What is that digit? Don't know the answer, but it's in one of those 2 cells. So in column 1, it's going to have to be in one of these 2 cells. That's interesting because it's off the line. Whether it's 2 or 3, we've got 2, 3 there looking at the green cell. So whatever that is in one of these 2 cells. I don't know how to pencil mark that. It's either a 2 there or a 3 in one of them. But that does mean that these can't be whatever that is, or 4. And I think they have to include at least a 6. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. No, I mean, when we were thinking, could this be a 6? We did actually have a 6 here. So then that would be 5. These will include... Okay, it is possible, basically. That's annoying. I thought we were onto something there. I don't know how to do this. Okay, let's think about... now that's interesting. If this was a... This obviously isn't a 6 either. Oh, that's crucial. Right, I say that. It's something I hadn't thought about before. But obviously this isn't a 6 because we've got 6 digits to put on here that can't include 2 or 3. I don't think it can be 7. Yeah, basically, the way to look at this is, although you can put whatever that digit is on this line somewhere, the other digits on the line in box 9 specifically, let's say you could put this digit there. The other 5 digits are all lower, and they don't include 1, 2. They don't include 2 and 3. So they would be a minimum 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that means these can't be 6 or 7. They must be 8 or 9. Of course, the simple way to look at that is, as well as the digit itself, the only higher digit or equal digit you could put on the line is going to be there. So if these are 9s, that's fine. If they're 8s, that has to be a 9. And if they were 7s, that would have to be both 8 and 9. That's another way to look at it. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any more sense to you than what I was saying, but it's right. Now we've got a 7, 8, 9 triple on these circles, and this is the only one left that can be 6. And that's great, because it's very constraining in box 7. We know that this digit must be a 5, because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. We know that this digit now, which now sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, must be a 6. These digits are from 1, 2, 3. That one can't be a 2, and that's a triple. So one of these is a 1. The other digit from 2 and 3 is here. Don't know which. So these are from 7, 8, 9. And that means there's at least, well, there's 2 of them. So these can't be a 7 anymore, because at least one of those would be higher. So now we've got an 8, 9 pair of circles, and this one must be the 7 circle. And this yellow cell now becomes a 6, because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Do we know what that is? No, that was just a difficult... Well, actually, yes, this now sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is 7 or 8. It has to be lower than this, because it's not the same being in the same box, and we have to obey the rule. Anyway, this 7 line, maybe we can fill this in now, although I'm not sure. Ah, yeah, this cell sees 1, 2, a 3, 4 pair, 5 and 6. That's lovely. So that's 7, which is weird. This one sees 7, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6. So that's 1. We can stick a 1 in the corner by Sudoku as a result of that, and noticing that pair. Now, what about these two? That is 2 or 3 again, and this one 3 or 4. Ah, and that's a pair in the box. That's very handy. So that becomes a 2. Doesn't resolve the 3, 4 pair. Can I do Sudoku on 2s or 3s at the top? Not really. Well, that is 8 or 9. Oh, and so is this, because it can't be 7. So there's a 5 at the top of column 3. One of those is a 5. It's weird that this hasn't been resolved. I don't know, maybe you've understood what it is and I haven't. This is 7, 8 or 9 in row 7, so's that. Now, we're probably going to be able to find out which one of these circles is 8 or 9. I don't know, I'm just going to carry on doing a bit of Sudoku. 3, 8, this can't be 3 because there's a 1, 2, 3 triple in the column. So that's 8 or 9. This is 3. No 3s in those cells, not in that corner. How are 3s doing in the puzzle? Oh, very few. Weird. How are 2s doing? More, but not many. No, I don't know. Can we use the 8, 9 pair? We've got 2, 3 and 6. Yes, we can place 6 in the box there. And that is 2 or 3 as well. And that pair sees this, and that's going to unwind us, I think. We get 4 there. 3, 4, 3. Oh, maybe it's not. This is a 3, 4 pair as well because of all of these 3s and 4s in columns 5 and 6. 3, 4, 6, 2, 1. The 5 in the box is there. There's a 5 in one of those. I bet it's not here, but I'm not gambling on that yet. This is 7, 8 or 9. So is this. This one must be lower than that, so it's not 9. We're really not. That's become 5 in box, what's it? Box 4. That is from 7, 8, 9. Can I do 6 in this row? Yes, there. And 6 there. I thought, it's like I've nearly finished 6s now. In fact, I can do that with the last 2 6s there. Very odd to get middly digits completed before the low ones, which have been the key to success throughout. Don't know, 4's not that helpful. This is an 8-9 pair in the box. Oh, that is a bit more helpful. So this is a 2-4 pair. I know that 2 must be in the final column. And these are from 5, 8, 9. Now, 4 maybe. No, that's not feeding through to inform me there. 5 in the central box. 2, 6, 1, 5. This is from 7, 8, 9. Now, that is useful because here that has to be higher than those two. So that's the 9, and that gets our last circle identification achieved. So that is going to play into a lot of places. And let's just fill in this circle. And if we fill in that circle with an 8, I know where 9 goes in this box now. It's got to miss the line and go here in the corner. Wow, that's really clever. That is a very, very interesting puzzle. And I've had to think about that in totally different ways all the way through from how I was expecting. It's so strange. That's a 9, that's a 5. Still haven't done that 2-3 pair. This is 8. These are 1 and 7. They see 8, so that's 8. These aren't 8. In this row, that 1-7 pair sorts out 3 here. 4, 3, and that finally does the 2-3 pair at the top. That becomes a 1. 9 and 2 go down here. This one is known. That's a 7. 9, 7, 8, and at the top of the grid, 8 and 9. Still got lots of bits to find everywhere. Let's do that first. 7 over here for 7 and a final 1. Very late in the puzzle. 7 and 8, and back across for 7 and 8. That's a very clever puzzle indeed. There we go. Done. Thank you, Jubilee. That's really interesting. And very tough, I reckon. Well, no, not very tough. I mean, I'm done in 20 minutes, but really odd. Great fun. Thanks for that, and hope to see you again on the channel tomorrow. Bye for now.